It was the 1st or 2nd of June when I pulled into downtown Minneapolis. I took a very long bus ride from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, then kind of snaking our way northeast through Minnesota up to St. Cloud, and then dropped back down to Minneapolis. I hadn't been to this city in almost 2 decades now. I came out here for the Republican convention in 2008. I was a delegate for Ron Paul, and I was in the city for, 5 minutes, and then I got rounded up in a mass arrest, detained for like a day and a half, and then just released without any charge. So I've never actually seen any of this city. And I know it's changed a lot since George Floyd, like every city has. So I was excited to get into it. Whenever I used to tour in bands, it'd always be like, we're going to Minneapolis in a few weeks. Like, cool shit always happens in Minneapolis. So I was stoked to see what happened. I also hadn't slept in a week because I had just gotten off tour, going from Chicago to South Dakota. Minneapolis used to have a beautiful bus station, of course. Now they have a big ugly piece of shit that's like an awful welcome to the city, just like New York and everywhere else that was once nice. I got out of the station, I walked around and stuck some bone machine stickers on the telephone poles, and then I waited on the corner for my aunt and uncle to pick me up. My whole family's from Staten Island and Jersey, but this aunt and uncle moved out to Minnesota back in the 80s. They were both journalists. My uncle worked for NPR, and my aunt used to write for the newspaper. They live in this really cute house in St. Paul. I was too tired to do anything, so I sat on the stoop, watched this Zamboni go by, and then I turned in for the night. I slept in the guest bedroom, and my aunt had all my books next to my great-grandfather's books, which is really cool to see. And then I thought about the journey it took to get here, looked at the pictures I'd taken from the bus, and then I passed out. Next day we woke up, went over to Minneapolis and walked around these 3 lakes called the Chain of Lakes, which was really pretty. Saw a bunch of baby ducks. Got ducks crossing the road. Just a jogger running right through them. Hey guys, it's okay. My aunt and uncle only live a few blocks away from the Mississippi River. And for whatever reason at the time, it felt very important to me to climb down to it and stick my toe in it. I think it's because whenever you're on tour or you're doing a road trip, like you feel very connected to this idea of America. It definitely makes me a patriot, and something about the Mississippi River just like symbolizes all of that. It's way too gross to stick your hand in and take a sip, so just sticking a part of yourself into it, I don't know, it's like the end of the pilgrimage or something. That night I met up with my friend Landon at a pub. We had a beer and I was like, bro, before we start getting hammered, can you like take me for a ride around where like all the George Floyd stuff happened? I'd seen it on the news and it changed everything about the city I live in. So I wanted to see ground zero firsthand.
They boarded up their places and then people painted like murals on them. And Memorialize the Movement actually took all of those murals and is storing them and holding on to them. And so they do like exhibits. So you can rent out the different George Floyd uprising murals. So this is the whole area.
Okay.
It's been interesting because it has opened up, like, and I didn't even know. I lived in Minnesota my whole life. The police in Minneapolis are fucking shitty. Like, really, like, there's a shit ton of really, really, really bad stuff. Like all kinds of grievances. Like, the DOJ opened a full investigation into it, and it's all available online. You can dig through it. It's reading if you want to, like, never move here, essentially, and just hope that you never get pulled over by a cop. But, like, I had a teacher friend who lives in, like, South Minneapolis, and there was, like, someone, like, stole her car or something, and the cop came by, and the cop was, like, being super shitty, and was like, yeah, you know, if like, he was saying all this weird stuff, and then, like, it was so weird that she, like, called in and got his badge number, and that cop was Derek Chauvin. Like,
no way.
yeah. And so, yeah, it's this whole thing.
Then it was time to see the real thing.
And then Cup Foods right here is where it happened.
It's still open? That's crazy. This was closed for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, for a long time they closed out this whole area, and now they've slowly kind of pushed it back just to this section. And there's still a lot of discussion about like what they actually want to do with this now. The city has very specific ideas of what they want to do, but people have very different ideas of what they actually want it to look like. And so, yeah, I mean here around the corner they do the People Store where they give out free food and free clothing. And yeah, so that's obviously where it's happening. But yeah, there's
It was right there.
it's right here.
Okay.
Right where kind of that big circle of stuff is.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, this used to just be an intersection. Like that's not a roundabout. That was built by the city. That was built by the people.